American South, he's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air. G.I. Joe! G.I. Joe!
Hello everybody, Mac here. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to Friday night game night, and we are doing something a little different. Something we're going to be trying for 2025, and we're going to be taking a look at some video games. And of course, the first one that we're going to start with is G.I. Joe Operation Blackout, because if nothing else, this channel is a very G.I. Joe heavy channel. Operation Blackout is a third-person shooter game that came out in 2020, although once we start playing and you start taking a look at it, you might think that it came out more like around 2010. But that's something we'll talk about later. This game hasn't gotten a lot of great feedback about it. It's only 4 years old. No one really talks about it. It kind of petered out very quickly. But on the Xbox store, it was like $5. So I figured I would give this a shot, and I've played it. I've played through some of it. I think I've played through about half the game at this point. But I thought, why not share it with you in case you wanted to see if it's as bad as you've heard, if maybe you're on the fence and have been debating about whether or not you're going to pick it up at the used bin at GameStop or whatnot. So here we are. Let's just jump into it and you can see what's happening. So the first thing we're going to do is we have campaign, team battles, knowing is half the battle. Basically, these are our unlockables. Knowing is half the battle, gives you character bios. The art book and soundtrack is just what it sounds like. It's the art book and the soundtrack. Yeah, this is the deluxe version, and that's what I mean. Like, even the deluxe version was on sale for like $4 or $5. But we're going to jump into the campaign. We have solo and co-op. We're going to go with solo. Mission 0 is our training mission. We're not going to worry about that right now, but we are going to get into the first mission. Mission 1, capture the flag. With sightings of Cobra coming in from all around the world, the Joe Sphere, a dark scheme, is about to be set in motion. And this is the first problem with the game. We play as Cobra the first time we play. And we're taking the flag. It doesn't feel good. So we got mission 1, difficulty levels are action figure, government issue, man of action, real American hero. We're just gonna go with the standard. No modifiers for this. And let's jump into the next one. Now here, since I've played through it before, I've unlocked a lot of the content, especially for this first mission, that you can see the top 2 characters right there, Coco and Storm Shadow. They are the top 2 default characters, but I've unlocked the ability to use the other characters for this as well. But we're going to go with Cobra Commander. Weapon skins we have Hiss of Obedience and Camo, Hiss of Obedience and Neon. I haven't unlocked the Venomous yet, that comes later. We have the Gold, we have the Standard. Yeah, so we're just going to go with Let's go with the standard. I think that looks best. And then our character skins, we have our classified look. We have Cobra Commander in the Arctic, which I haven't unlocked yet because I haven't gotten to that level yet. We have this version of Cobra Commander, which I think is supposed to be from Rise of Cobra. Then we have our classic look from the classic, it's like Sunbow and Real American Hero look. But we're gonna go with the standard for this because I like the classified look.
Kneel before Cobra.
The voice acting in this is pretty good too. I have to say that.
Dial tone. All teams have reached their rallying points across the globe and are prepared to engage Cobra forces.
Tell them to keep holding, but to take any action necessary to defend themselves.
Scarlet reports that the Cobra forces in Japan are keeping their distance. Similar report from Roadblock in Death Valley. Gung-Ho, Shipwreck, and the other team leaders report the same.
Looks like Cobra's waiting for something. What are they up to?
Sir, we have incoming.
What was that?
Unknown. Not a missile. A crashed satellite, maybe?
Flag, come in. Cobra bats everywhere. We're completely outnumbered. Their parachute...
What happened?
We're getting emergency communication from all teams. I can't patch them in. Too much interference. Something is jamming our signal.
All those Sky Strikers on the deck just getting it. Check out that Night Raven. That looks awesome. So something you'll notice with this is that this was 2020. The classified line was just coming out. A lot of these characters are based off of their classified looks. One thing this does that I think is really cool is it gives you a hint. Like, look at these bats. It gives you a hint of what the classified version of these characters, of these action figures, of these toys would have looked like if they would have continued with... Oh, wait.
We can move in the rest of our forces now.
Excellent. Everything is going
I think that's Wild
according
Weasel.
to plan. Soon the flag will be under our control. Storm Shadow, is your team ready?
Yes, Commander. We will gain access to their network and use the flag to take control of the G.I.Joe satellite system and generate the Blackout Sphere.
Then there will be no one to stop us from fulfilling our destiny. Cobra!
Trouble bubbles. But it gives you a pretty good idea of like what they would have looked like in other characters, other figures would have looked like in the classified line before they turned and leaned heavily into that vintage look. And some of them look pretty cool. Like the Cobra bats, I have to admit, in this look pretty cool. And it would be really interesting to like get like a figure or at least a head sculpt for the bats based off of this. So like the graphics aren't horrible. I do like this sort of like cell shaded look going on right here. Oops.
Yes, this is mine.
So the first problem I have with this is a largely bloodless game. There's no stakes to it because if you'll notice, excuse me, if you notice when I shoot somebody and they go down, even a Joe, it's an explosion. Everything is a bat in this game. Cobra Troopers are a bat, Joe Troopers are a bat. There's no real stakes to anything. Whoop. You also notice that it does have a reload function, kind of based off of what Gears of War does. That if you hit that sweet spot when you're reloading, you get a damage bonus at the beginning when you start shooting again. You also have your signature weapon, and you have a secondary weapon that can be swapped out. Like this is just like, you see a big hand cannon, it's a shotgun, and then you can swap it out for this machine gun that we picked up. Now, the machine gun has, the assault rifle has automatic fire, which is not a very high rate of fire. But the signature weapon always seems like it does a better damage. Seems like it does a better job. It has better damage, it has a smaller payload, and it has a smaller ammo capacity. But I feel like it's more accurate and inflicts more punch. At least the commander's hand cannon here. I've never done this before. Talking and gaming at the same time is a lot harder than it looks. My hat's off to all those Twitch streamers that I used to make fun of.
All AA batteries are still functional and covering the evacuation.
Now here's one of the mini games that you have, and I just don't feel good about this.
Must I do everything myself?
I'm using the flag's defenses to shoot down Sky Strikers. And the guns don't move very fast. They move so slow, like they're moving through molasses. This is not a fun mini game by any stretch of the imagination. Like the Sky Strikers, and see that? Whoa! It just came right down on top of me. So you see that? You just You just shoot up an undisclosed amount of Sky Strikers, and then the minigame is over. And you don't really get anything for it. Like, that didn't unlock anything the first time I played through. It was just there. And there's another one on the other side. It doesn't feel like this was originally intended to be a G.I. Joe game. It just feels like this was a third-person shooter, and they slapped a G.I. Joe skin on it. How does that miss? These things move so slow. No wonder the Joes are getting it handed to them. And there we go. Complete.
Evacuate the premises. This is not a drill. Women and children first.
Women and children. Like it's a cruise ship. See, and they just teleport in. Like, G.I. Joe has always had an element of sci-fi to it, but this is kinda... I don't know. So we have, you've seen, we have a zoom, we have a basic fire button. I mean, if you've played a third-person shooter before, you know what you know basically what the button configurations are. Y, for some reason, is your melee attack. He doesn't use his sword, he has a survival knife for some reason.
I never thought I'd see your face around here, Cobra Commander.
Get used to seeing Duke on this level.
Time to speed up this battalion initiative of yours.
Wow. Wow.
Tactical retreat.
Wow, that was easy.
Nearly as hard as I thought.
You're telling me, Coco.
It's still moving.
Follow me, sir. We must move below deck.
I didn't even get to use my special attack.
To destroy the ship's
Is there
generator.
something up here? I've never checked. No, just stairs. And we shoot down more Sky Strikers. Like, they didn't do anything to, like... Wow. to, like, change things up. Except maybe now they're coming in on a little bit of an angle. And that's it. I do like the look of the commander. His cape flowing when he runs. I've always liked the classified version of Cobra Commander. Like, I have the retro card, I have one that I'm keeping packaged up, and I have one that I'm opening, but this version of the commander is my shelf version right now. I really like him. Switch over. So, the secondary weapon, the machine gun there, the assault rifle there, it has automatic fire and a larger payload, but it doesn't do nearly as much damage as the signature weapon does. And I feel like that's the same for all of the characters. I dig the armadillos over here lined up. I think that's really cool, classified versions of them. So even though they have a variety of secondary weapons to pick from, I rarely use them, to be honest. Like, the signature weapons for each character are pretty much what I use.
The generator is right this way.
Yes! This ship will soon be mine.
Ammo full. You may also have noticed that...
It is a ship's heart.
You may have also noticed that Storm Shadow's using a machine gun. Some people have a problem with that. I don't. why wouldn't he use a machine gun in battle? Like,
Ingenious, sir.
I don't really have a problem with that. So we have a standard defend the line, defend this zone. See what I mean? Like, I just feel like he's doing so much more damage with his hand cannon than he did with the assault rifle.
Nanites still need time to act. Defend them while they do my bidding.
Oh yeah, this is a nanite game. Remember when nanites were really big?
Yes.
Neither do I. I think, weren't they like part of the rise of Cobra? I think they were. I think they were like part of like what messed up Destro. That was his face rather than a helmet.
Bring me more ammo.
Whoop.
Bring me more ammo.
Grenade. See, it's not as accurate, I feel, and it doesn't do as much damage as his standard loadout. And here's Duke again.
You again? It doesn't matter.
Ammo crates.
Duke, hold them while we finish evacuating everyone. I have several reports that Cobra is capturing Jones.
Special attack. It's kind of a waste.
Status report.
See, the special attack, the problem is it doesn't tell you what each character's special attack is. It doesn't tell you what the range of each character's special attack is. And it doesn't tell you what kind of damage it inflicts. Cobra Commander is like some sort of gas. And by the time he unleashes it, the opponent that you're fighting has moved. It doesn't lock on or anything like that. It's kind of a waste. And now we fight the Ultramarine.
Here it is. Quickly now. Plant the uplink device.
The system security here is tight. This could take a while.
Well, what are you waiting for? Hack it already.
If I hack it, the Joes can just hack it back. We need a more permanent solution.
Whoa. Storm Shadow. You're supposed to be watching my back. I'm the commander, man.
Cobra's power.
And that's how you know his ultimate attack is ready to go.
Yes. This ship will soon be mine.
This isn't over.
And here's Duke again.
Your tenacity is commendable, soldier. Too bad it's just wasted energy. All your troops belong to us.
All your base are belong to us, Duke.
Come on, snake friend. Joe!
And Duke's down.
Weakling.
Yes, and so it begins. Cobra, capture any survivors. This ship is now mine.
And you see, that's what doesn't sit well with me. Like, I get that Cobra needed to capture the flag for the story to take place, which we're about to see, and I'll stop talking once they start talking and explaining what's happening. But I would have rather played the Joes defending the flag and having to pull back.
Once Cobra activated the blackout sphere, it knocked out all electrical equipment throughout the globe. Only Cobra's own assets, equipped with special blackout drives, were immune to its effect. With little effort, on what came to be known as C-Day, Cobra forces defeated the G.I. Joe strike team sent to engage them across the globe. With G.I. Joe fractured, the world powers soon found themselves unable to stand against Cobra.
Our newly captured observatories confirmed the intelligence we
That's what I
stole
mean,
from
like,
NASA last year.
the voice acting across
There's no
this
reason to move up the
is really
timetable
good.
on our operation.
Like, wait till you hear all of these, like,
Excellent.
it's really on.
We timed our strike perfectly. Destro, I hope you have similar good news about the remaining global resistance.
The world powers have neither the strength nor the will to interfere with our plans. We can move our forces about with impunity.
I love that they gave Destro a Scottish accent.
Where we are with
It's an okay Scottish accent, but it's still a Scottish accent.
We have captured a good deal of their forces, and with the few that are left, we highly doubt they will offer us much trouble.
We engaged G.I. Joe stragglers in Japan, but have yet to locate their base of operations. We'll only...
Silence, fools! Destro, why are you letting these pawns speak on your behalf? You promised me the Joes would be crushed in one swift swoop after the Blackout Sphere was initiated. So why am I still hearing about resistance in Japan, one of the key areas of our operation?
I assure you, Cobra Commander, we're on the verge of...
Excuses are as empty as your promises. If I don't hear a solution, the Cobra flag won't be the only thing hanging from this building.
Boys, boys, boys. You are thinking about this the wrong way.
I love Baroness coming in with, boys, 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 you're both pretty.
Baroness.
Find him? No, my dear commander. They will come to us.
The animation is great. I do love the stills, that comic book feeling. The voice acting is really good. Whoever is doing the Baroness is just spot on with that. Like, that sound, if I didn't know any better, I'd swear that's the Baroness from the 80s cartoon. This says I haven't unlocked anything because honestly, like, I've unlocked everything pretty much for this level. But that is the first level of Operation Blackout, along with the plot. I don't mind the story. Like, I kind of dig the idea. I've always been intrigued about the idea that Cobra wins and G.I. Joe is on the back foot, and has to retake America, retake the world from Cobra control. So I'm kind of curious about how that plays out when I started playing this. I really like that concept. The gameplay is okay. It's very basic. Like, for G.I. Joe, I would have liked something a little bit more specialized, a little bit more engaging. Like I said, I really feel like this was just a third-person shooter that somebody came up with, and they slapped a G.I. Joe skin on it. There's minimal unlockables. You saw there were bios. There's still shots. I wish they would have done stuff like unlocking like covers for the old comic books, but you might have had to have worried about rights issues right there. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'll do mission 2, but doing video games like this is just something that I'm going to be trying for 2025, and we'll see how it goes. I think the next mission is still Cobra, I think, and you're hunting down the Joes. I don't remember what mission 2 is, but also there are HISS tank levels in this game that we will eventually get to if we keep going, and they are just awful. But until next time, yo Joe! Happy New Year, everyone. The holidays are over, and it's great to have you all back. To celebrate the new year, go ahead and leave a like on the video, and while you're at it, you might as well subscribe if you haven't already. If you're a returning subscriber, I would like to thank you for coming back and joining me for 2025. If you would like to help this community of collectors grow, you can do so by joining the Steel Core. You can do that by becoming a channel member or a coffee page subscriber. Either one gets you access to members-only videos, the Discord, and eventually members-only live streams, all for $1 a month. You can join by clicking on the button below this video or by clicking the link to my coffee page in the description below. It's a new year and new things are coming to the channel. So play well, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.